Hi everyone, welcome to my channel and thank you so much for being here. So Libra, let's get started. Libra, there is something I need to tell you right now. Something that the energy around you has been trying to communicate for longer than you realize. Something that someone in your life, someone whose thoughts drift to you more than you know, has been feeling so deeply that it has become almost overwhelming for them to contain. You have no idea how you are seen. And I do not mean that as a gentle compliment. I mean it as a profound, specific, energetically undeniable truth that came through the moment I tuned into your frequency for this reading. The way a particular person sees you, the way they experience you, the way you land in their awareness, the way you occupy their thoughts and their feelings and their quiet, private moments. It is something that would genuinely stop you in your tracks if you could see it for even 1 second through their eyes. Because here is what I know about you, Libra. Here is the truth that sits beneath everything else in this reading. You do not see yourself the way you are seen. You look in the mirror and you see the flaws first. The moments you were not enough. The times you said the wrong thing, or felt too much, or gave too much, or needed too much. You see the version of yourself that has been rejected, that has been misunderstood, that has been left wondering why love has sometimes felt so complicated when all you have ever wanted was something real and mutual and true. You have internalized so many of the wrong things. So many of the moments when someone else's limitations were reflected back at you as though they were your inadequacies. So many times when the depth of who you are was too much for someone who was not built for depth, and you walked away from that experience believing the problem was the depth itself rather than the match. But this reading is not about those moments. This reading is about the truth. The complete, unfiltered, energetically confirmed truth of how you are actually perceived by someone who has the capacity to truly see you. And that truth is extraordinary. So let everything else fall away right now. Let every critical voice go quiet. Let every doubt and every insecurity and every carefully constructed reason why you might not be worthy of this take a step back. Because what I am about to share with you is real, and you deserve to hear every word of it. Let me start with your mind, because this is where it begins for them. This is the first thing that captured their attention so completely that they could not look away. Your mind, Libra, is not like other minds, and I say that not as flattery but as a genuine observation of how you process the world. You think in layers. You hold complexity without needing to resolve it into something simple. You can sit with a question that has no clean answer and find it interesting rather than intolerable. You move between the emotional and the intellectual with a fluidity that most people never develop, weaving feeling and thought together in a way that produces insights and observations and perspectives that are genuinely unlike what anyone else around you is producing. And this person sees that. They see it so clearly that it almost undoes them. There are moments, specific moments that they replay in their mind where you said something. Maybe it was in a conversation that felt casual to you. Maybe it was a observation you threw out without thinking, something that came so naturally to you that you did not even register it as remarkable. But for them, it landed like something electric. Like a door opening onto a room they had never been in before. Like suddenly understanding something about the world, or about themselves, or about what is possible between two people that they had not understood before you said it. You have changed the way this person thinks. You may not know that. You may have no idea that your words, your perspective, your unique way of seeing and naming things has left a permanent mark on someone's inner world, but it has, and they are in awe of it. Genuinely, quietly, almost reverently in awe of the way your mind works. They find themselves thinking about conversations with you when they are alone, returning to things you said, seeing something in their day and immediately thinking about what you would make of it. Wishing you were there so they could hear your take, your angle, your particular way of illuminating something that everyone else just walks past without a second thought. Your mind has made them addicted to the way they feel when they are in conversation with you. And that kind of intellectual intimacy, the kind where someone genuinely cannot get enough of the way you think, that is one of the rarest and most powerful forms of attraction there is. Libra, does this resonate with something you have sensed from this person? Have you felt the way their attention sharpens when you speak? Have you noticed the way they engage with what you say differently than other people do? Leave a comment and tell me, because I want to know if you have been feeling this energy even if you have not had the words for it until now. Now let me speak about how they experience your presence, your physical presence, the way you move through the world, the way you carry yourself, the way you exist in a room. And I want to be careful here because this is not simply about physical appearance in the surface sense of that word. What this person experiences when they are near you is something that goes far beyond the features of your face or the shape of your body, though I want you to know that they find you breathtakingly beautiful in those ways too. What I am talking about is your energy, the way you inhabit space. There is a particular quality to how a Libra moves through the world when they are connected to themselves, and what I feel around you is that you carry a grace that you are largely unconscious of. A natural elegance that is not performed or constructed, but simply present in the way you speak, the way you listen, the way you turn your attention fully towards someone when they are speaking to you. That full attention, by the way you actually listen is something this person has noticed deeply. In a world where most people are simply waiting for their turn to speak, where most conversations are performances rather than genuine exchanges, you actually hear people. You take in what they say. You respond to what was actually expressed rather than what you were expecting to hear. You make people feel genuinely received. And this person has felt that. They have sat across from you or stood near you or been in conversation with you and felt, perhaps for the first time in a long time, actually heard, actually seen, actually met by another human being in a way that is real rather than performative. Do you understand what a gift that is? Do you understand that the quality of presence you bring, the attentiveness, the genuine interest, the warm and focused energy you direct at the people who matter to you is something that most people will go their entire lives without experiencing from another person? This person has experienced it from you, and it has changed everything about how they feel when they are in your presence. They feel more themselves around you, more at ease, more able to say the things they would normally edit or hold back or decide are too vulnerable to share. Something about your energy gives them permission to be real. And that is not a small thing. That is not something they take lightly or something they experience often. You make them feel safe in a world where feeling safe with another person has not always been a given for them. And the combination of that safety with the electricity of being near someone who makes their mind come alive and their heart beat faster, that combination, Libra, is what has them so completely, so thoroughly, so overwhelmingly drawn to you. Let me speak now about the soul of this. because this is the deepest layer and in many ways the most significant one. This person has encountered many people in their life. They have had connections, relationships, interactions of all kinds. They are not someone who is easily moved. They are not someone who gives their inner world access to just anyone. But with you, something different happened. From very early in their experience of you, perhaps even from the very first real conversation, in the first moment of genuine contact between who you are and who they are, they felt something they did not have an immediate explanation for, a recognition that went deeper than attraction. A sense that something important was happening, that this was not an ordinary encounter, that the person in front of them was someone who was going to matter. And that feeling has not faded with time. If anything, it has deepened. Every interaction, every exchange, every moment of contact between your energy and theirs has added another layer to something that is already profound. They are not moving away from you in their inner world. They are moving closer, constantly, quietly, undeniably closer. At the soul level, this person experiences you as someone who is rare, and I want to be specific about what that means to them, because rare is a word that gets used carelessly, and I do not want to use it that way here. What they experience as rare about you is the combination, the fact that you are simultaneously so emotionally deep and so intellectually alive, so gentle and so strong, so devoted to the people you love and so quietly clear about who you are, so willing to feel everything and yet so graceful in the way you carry it all. Most people in this person's experience are one or the other, feeling or thinking, giving or self-possessed, open or grounded. But you manage to hold both sides of every polarity with a naturalness that they have not encountered before in another person. And that makes you, in their inner experience of the world, genuinely unlike anyone they have ever known. Have you ever had a sense with this person that they see something in you that others have missed? That there is a quality to their attention that feels different from the way most people look at you? Tell me in the comments, because what I am reading in the energy is very specific, and I want to know if it matches what you have been quietly sensing. Now, I want to speak about something that I feel is very important, and that does not always get addressed in love readings. I want to talk about why you have sometimes struggled to accept this. Why, even as I describe the way this person sees you, a part of you might be quietly arguing with it, finding reasons it cannot be quite right, locating the asterisk, the exception, the caveat that makes it feel safer to receive. Because, Libra, you have not always found it easy to believe that you are this. There have been people in your past who did not treat you as someone extraordinary. There have been relationships where your depth was taken for granted rather than celebrated, where your emotional generosity was used as a resource rather than honored as a gift, where your need for genuine connection was met with something surface level and you told yourself it was enough because the alternative, admitting that you deserved more, felt too dangerous to hope for. And those experiences left something behind, a residue, a quiet, persistent voice that whispers when something good approaches that it is probably not quite what it seems, that you should not get too comfortable, that there is likely a catch somewhere that you have not found yet. That voice is not wisdom. That voice is old pain protecting itself. And the work that is in front of you right now, the most important work, the work that will determine how fully you are able to receive what this person is offering, is learning to distinguish between that voice and your actual intuition. Your intuition is grounded, quiet, and clear. It speaks from a place of knowing rather than fear. It does not catastrophize or brace for impact. It simply reads what is real and reports back without distortion. Your intuition about this person, I believe, is that they are genuine, that what you feel from them is real, that the way they see you is not a performance or a phase or something that will evaporate when they get to know you better. And the voice that is arguing with that is the residue of people who did not deserve you, teaching you to be suspicious of people who do. You are allowed to release that now, gently, without drama, without needing to process every source of it before you can move forward. You are simply allowed to decide in this moment that the way this person sees you is something you are going to practice receiving. Not all at once, not perfectly, but with intention, with willingness, with the quiet courage that you have always had more of than you give yourself credit for. Libra, what is coming up for you as you sit with this? What part of what I am sharing is the hardest to let in? I want you to notice that, not to judge it, but to see it clearly. Because the place where it is hardest to receive is usually the place where the healing is waiting. Leave a comment if you feel comfortable sharing. This is a safe space, and your honesty here might open something important for you. Let me speak now about what this attraction, this overwhelming, multidimensional, mind, body, and soul level attraction means for where things are going between you. Because attraction of this depth does not stay still. It moves. It seeks expression. It builds pressure over time until it finds a way to become something tangible, something named, something real in the world rather than just in the inner experience of the person who is feeling it. This person is moving toward you, not recklessly, not without thought, but with a growing sense of clarity and intention that is becoming harder for them to ignore or delay. There's something they want to say to you. Something that has been taking shape inside them, that has been finding its words slowly, that they are arriving at the threshold of speaking out loud. And when they do, when they finally give voice to the full weight of what they feel and how they see you, I believe it is going to be one of the most significant moments of your love story. Because it will not be a casual declaration. It will not be something thrown out lightly or taken back or walked back into ambiguity. When this person speaks what they have been holding, it will carry the full gravity of everything I have described in this reading. The mind, the body, the soul level recognition, the awe, the gratitude for your presence in their life, the certainty that you are someone they do not want to exist without, and you, Libra, when that moment comes, I want you to be ready to receive it. Not to deflect it with humor or minimize it with modesty or immediately redirect the attention back to them because receiving feels uncomfortably vulnerable, but to actually let it land, to let their words reach the part of you that has needed to hear them, to let yourself be seen completely in the full beauty of how this person experiences you. You deserve that moment. You have earned it through every time you loved generously without adequate return, through every time you stayed open when closing would have been easier, through every quiet night you spent hoping that something real was still possible for you. It is possible. It is more than possible. It is present in the energy around you right now, building toward expression, moving toward the moment when everything that has been internal becomes real. Now let me bring this home. Let me close this reading with something I want you to carry forward with you beyond this moment. The way this person sees you perfect in their eyes, overwhelmed by your mind and your body and your soul that is a reflection, not of luck, not of performance, not of you being something you are not. It is a reflection of who you actually are. The real you, the full you, the Libra who has walked through fire and come out the other side, still capable of grace, still capable of depth, still capable of the kind of love that makes someone's entire world rearrange itself around the fact of your presence in it. You did not manufacture this. You did not strategize your way into being seen like this. You simply showed up as yourself, with all the complexity and depth and warmth and intelligence and beauty that you carry, and someone with the capacity to recognize it looked at you and was undone. That is the truth of this reading. That is the message that came through so powerfully when I sat with your energy that I could not begin anywhere else. You are not too much. You are not overlooked. You are not someone who has to settle for love that is less than what you feel. You are someone who is seen so completely, so profoundly, so overwhelmingly clearly by someone whose vision is not distorted by their own wounds or limitations. And what they see when they look at you is something that takes their breath away. Let that in, Libra. Even if it takes time, even if you have to practice, even if the walls come down slowly rather than all at once, let yourself be loved the way you are already being seen. Take a slow breath now. Feel the ground beneath you. Feel the steadiness of your own presence, the realness of who you are, the extraordinary quality of the soul you have been carrying through this life. You are not ordinary. You have never been ordinary. And the person who sees that most clearly right now, the one who is overwhelmed by every dimension of who you are, they are not wrong about you. They are simply the first one in a while who has had eyes clear enough to see the truth. And the truth, Libra, is that you are remarkable. Receive that. You have earned it. And you are right on time.